Here, in the refuge of this Sabbath home, we turn our busy minds toward silence and our full hearts toward one another. We move together through the mysteries, the bright sunshine of birth and the shadowed questions of death. In our slow walk between the two, we will be wounded and we will be showered with grace, amazing, unending. Even in our sorrows, we feel our lives cradled in holiness we cannot comprehend. And though we walk within a vast loneliness, the promise we offer here is that we do not walk alone. This is a holy place in which we gather. The light of the earth brought in and held, touched then by our answering light. The flame on a chalice, the flicker of a candle, the lamps of our open faces brought near. In this place of silence and celebration, solemnity and music, we make a sanctuary and name our home. Into this home we bring our hunger for awakening. We bring compassionate hearts and a will toward justice. Into this home we bring the courage to walk on after hard losses. Into this home we bring joy and gratitude for ordinary blessings. By our gathering, we bless this place. In its shelter, we know ourselves blessed. Come and let us worship together. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit and join me in singing our opening hymn, For All That Is Our Life. It's number 128 in your gray hymnal. The words will be on the screen. Also, the hymnals are underneath your chairs if you're wondering where they are. Nope. Well, we're figuring out the tech. I want to express some gratitude. Today is a service about gratitude for the hard times, but yesterday was a great day for our church. We had our fall fundraiser auction, and we met our goal of raising $20,000, which is fantastic. Which was a goal that was a stretch goal. I think the most we had ever made was like under $10,000, so that was awesome, and thanks to all of the people who helped make it possible. Are we ready? All right, so you might want to grab your gray hymnal if you haven't already. Again, it's number 128 in the gray hymnal. Yep. For all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all life is a gift, which we are called to use to build the common good and make our own days glad. For needs which others serve, for services we give, for work and its rewards, for hours of rest and love, we come with praise and thanks. Sorrow we must bear for failures, pain, and loss, for each new thing we learn, for fearful hours that pass. We come with praise and thanks for all that is for all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all life is a gift, which we are called to use, to build the common good, and make our own days glad. And I invite you to remain risen as we say our affirmation words, which we say both in English and in Spanish as a reminder of the many languages spoken in this community and beyond, the many languages of the heart. The words are in your order of service and may also be on your screen. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest of truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek truth in freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship, to the end that all souls may grow into harmony with the divine. This do we covenant with one another. El amor es la doctrina de esta iglesia. La búsqueda de la verdad es su sacramento y el servicio es su oración. Habitar juntos en paz, buscar la verdad con libertad y servir a la humanidad juntos, con el fin de que todas las almas pueden crecer en armonía con lo divino. Esto es lo que pactamos unos con otros. Having a fun time today, huh?
We light this candle in recognition of the Tamian and Muwekma Ohlone indigenous peoples, who were the first humans to inhabit and sustain this land thousands of years before settler colonizers arrived. We honor the resilience of these indigenous peoples in the face of devastating harm, and we lift up the resilience of their neighboring tribe to the south, the Amamutsan tribal band, with whom we are working to preserve their sacred land of Uristoc and to ensure that their cultures continue to survive. Good morning. I'm Mary Martin, your worship associate for today, and my pronouns are she, her. Welcome to worship at the First Unitarian Church of San Jose, where we are seekers. At our best, we know that we don't know it all, not even a little, and so humbly, we seek new awakenings that show us how truly to live out the mission of this congregation, which is to make love visible in all we say and do. Thank you for being here today. If you're new or visiting, thank you for being part of this community, whether it's for this day alone or for the rest of your life. Our theme for this month is gratitude, and I'm especially grateful for all of you here today and to all of you that I saw yesterday at our fun auction. And as Reverend Matthew said, it was the most successful fundraiser ever. If you're new here, please reach out to any of us. You are also welcome to visit the welcome table after the service during social hour in Hattie Porter Hall, where you can enjoy coffee and tea and a treat. You can sign up at the table to receive the newsletter or get a name tag if you wish. Let's say hi to all of our friends joining us online. Okay, I guess we're saying hi to them first. The camera's right over there. And now we'll see our friends online. Maybe. There they are. And now, whether you're here in the sanctuary or on Zoom, ground yourself and settle in for this time we have the privilege of spending together.
Our story for all ages, I would like to invite those who are young or young at heart to come join us here in the labyrinth at the center of our sanctuary. Today, I'm delighted to have a little bit of reader's theater for our storybook today. And to have Matthias and Dan joining me in helping tell this story. It's called The Secret Stone by Jill Lawfer and Kathleen Roberts, illustrated by Penny Anderson. Luke burrowed deep under his bed covers as the alarm clock clanged on and on. He did not like mornings. He did not want to get up, and he certainly did not want to go to school. He kicked off the covers and jumped to the floor, landing on a small green army man.
Ouch, dumb toy.
Luke shouted at the shoulder, throwing it against the wall. He quickly got dressed, brooding because all of his favorite shirts were dirty. He would have to wear the ugly green shirt with rabbits on it.
I hate rabbits.
When he got downstairs, Luke grabbed his favorite cereal box, but the box was empty. He would have to eat the oatmeal his mother had left cooling for him. Ugh, Luke detested oatmeal. Luke stormed out of the house and headed off to school. Along the way, the wind really started to pick up, and he crossed his arms in a huff and muttered,
"Stupid wind."
When Luke got to school, the kids were mean. His teacher yelled at him for no good reason, and he missed 9 of the 10 words on his spelling test. He hated spelling. Walking home, Luke's anger grew inside him as he thought about his terrible day.
Why do bad things keep happening to me?
A black cloud loomed over his head as Luke kicked a stone in front of him. He picked it up to throw it when he noticed how sparkly and colorful the stone was. It felt cool and smooth. He rolled the stone over and over in his hand, and this made him feel a little bit better. When Luke got to his driveway, he spotted his grandfather standing on the front porch.
Papa!
Luke ran and leapt into his grandfather's big, strong arms. Papa always reminded Luke of a grizzly bear because of his scruffy beard and big, deep voice.
Hey there, sport. How's the best boy in the whole world?
Luke looked up into his papa's big, soft eyes.
Not so good. Nothing is going right. I did find something that made me feel a little better, though.
As they sat down together on the porch steps, Luke placed the stone gently in his papa's hand. His grandfather rolled it over and over in his hand. Its smooth, cool surface reminded him of something important, something from a long time ago.
I had a stone when I was a young boy. My father gave it to me when I was about your age. I called it my secret stone. It was a stone that helped me remember all the things I was grateful for. It reminded me to say thank you for all the wonderful things in my life.
Luke looked down, and a sad look came over his face.
What if I don't have anything to be grateful for?
When you focus on the bad, that is all you will see. The good news is that you have another choice. It turns out that when you look for the good in your life, it will always show up. Every night before I went to sleep, I would hold the stone and name all my family and friends I was grateful for. Then I would think of other things I was grateful for. My house in the country, my red bike, my dog Buddy. My father said the wonderful things kept coming to me because I appreciated all that I had. I opened my eyes to the good in my life and took time to be grateful. Doing those simple things attracted more good things to me, just like a magnet.
Luke sat quietly for a moment. He reached for the stone and placed it in his own hand. Suddenly, a good thought popped into his head.
Papa, I thought of something I'm thankful for. It's you.
His grandfather smiled and looked thoughtfully at Luke.
You are starting to discover what my father used to call an attitude of gratitude.
Thanks, Papa.
Luke jumped up, raced upstairs, and placed his secret stone on the table beside his bed. That night, a flood of happy thoughts rushed into his head. He thought about the good things in his life, the things that he was thankful for. And as he did, to his amazement, his head was filled with more and more positive thoughts. With a smile across his face and peace in his heart, Luke drifted off to sleep. And that night, he dreamed the most beautiful dreams. The end. So sometimes it can be a little hard to remember to be grateful when things aren't going very well. And so I wanted to offer each one of you to come forward and take your own gratitude stone that you can hold. You can put it on your nightstand, and when you hold it, just remember what it is you're grateful for. Come on. There's a lot of different cool stones. Anyone who's young at heart is welcome to get a gratitude stone too. I think I offered too many choices.
That's the reason I took so long trying to get this one.
All right. So, and if anyone else wants to pick up a stone after the service, you're welcome to come get your own gratitude stone. So now, before our children go off to their religious education classes, let's sing our children's blessings. So, if you know the hand motions, you can do them with me. If you don't, you can probably still do them with me. They're pretty easy. The words will be on the screen in just a minute. May your mind be open to new learning. May your lips bring truth into the world. May gratitude. So today, we are welcoming new members of this congregation, and so I want to invite Madeline Morrow to come join me. Madeline serves as membership co-chair along with Connie Hall to help lead this recognition. These people have all signed our membership book. Some signed it recently, some signed it earlier this year, but we are recognizing them because they weren't able to be here for our last new member welcome. And now, oh, this is your part. Do you have it?
Oops. I'd like to invite Brian Shaner and Indra Frank. And can we bring Michelle Six up on Zoom?
And I also noticed, I don't think we were expecting them to be here on Zoom today, but I noticed that Carlos was here, and I'm assuming Susie might be on Zoom as well. So if we can spotlight them.
That would be great. So this is a day of celebration for all of us as we honor your commitment to becoming members of the First Unitarian Church of San Jose. And as you have each signed the membership book, you've come before us today to be honored and welcomed into this religious community. It is a joy to welcome each of you today.
Becoming a member of this congregation is an important step, but it's only a step. I encourage you to grow your religious life and to explore. As you journey alongside us, I ask that you share with us your unique gifts, your creative thoughts, your questions, your doubts, and the values that you hold most dear. I invite you to shake us up with your honest thinking, to stir us with your conscience, and to stimulate our hopes with your dreams. We have a ritual to symbolically mark your joining. We have these jars of colored sand, and we invite you to pour colored sand into this vessel. And I invite you to pick 1, 2, or 3 colors representing something of yourself and what it is that you bring to this community. Each layer of sand will layer together, each distinct and yet joined together. We create something more vibrant and beautiful than we would be alone. So if you want to come forward. And for Michelle and Carlos, if you could post in the chat what color you would like us to add on your behalf, that would be great. Oh, yeah.
So bring up the chat, please.
You can do a little bit more. You can do more than one. Okay, and Susie is joining us. Susie and Carlos are married, but they are joining us, I guess, in different windows. So I have red for Michelle. And blue for Carlos.
We also offer gifts as a symbol of the congregation's commitments to you, just as signing the books shows your commitment to the congregation. We have 2 gifts, a chalice pin or a pocket guide to UUism, and which has been edited by our past UUA president, Reverend Susan Frederick Gray, which Brian has chosen, and a pin for Indra, and Michelle, Carlos, and Susie, if I will contact you to get your gifts to you. And now we have a ritual of saying our promises to each other, which I'm hoping got into the slide deck.
It did.
It did, yay. So, and we start out with the new members speaking their part.
We enter in this faith with hope and possibility in our hearts, pledging to participate in and support the ministries of this church. We covenant to remain true to the spirit of love that flows through this church and guides us. We seek your welcome as we join you in this faith.
And now the congregation. We welcome you as once we were welcomed ourselves. We seek to be open and inclusive, respecting your inherent dignity, your ideas, and your vision, in times when it is easy and times when it is difficult. We seek to be supportive, not only when you reach out to us, but also when you need us to reach out to you. In return, we ask that you recognize our humanity. We will not always live up to our ideals. And when we fall short, we invite you to stay in relationship with us and help us more fully bring alive the spirit of love. We welcome you as an equal member of this congregation, of this faith, and of our shared spiritual journey. And now all together, may we be a blessing to one another and to the world always. Welcome. And a virtual hug to Michelle and Carlos and Susie. We look forward to seeing you in the sanctuary again sometime, hopefully soonish, and are also grateful that Zoom allows you all to participate when being here in person is hard.
And we have a few bios printed out for people to take a look at, and it will be in the All Church News. So please use this time in social hour to get to know these folks better.
Now is the time in our service when we invite contributions that help our ministries grow and thrive. Go online at sanjoseuu.org/donate to make your offerings with a credit card or through PayPal. Be sure to specify what your check or on your check or on PayPal what it's for, your pledge, this month's special collection, or a general donation. We pick fruit from trees we did not plant. We drink water from wells we did not dig. This is as it should be, so long as we dig and plant for those who come after us. This church is here because of the offerings of generations who came before us. Let us invest in the future with this morning's offerings. Please give what you can, and remember, if your presence among us is all you can give today, that is enough. You are enough. Thank you.
invite you to repeat after me. To the work of the church, which is making love visible in all we say and do. Making love visible in all we say and do. We dedicate ourselves and these our offerings. We come together in community to and now we light one last candle for all those joys and sorrows which remain unexpressed, and for those outside of our walls who are searching for a place to bring the wholeness of their lives and be received with love. After the service, you can stop by the pastoral care table in the hall, where you can also write in our book of joys and sorrows, or talk to our pastoral associate of the week, or you can always email pastoralassociates@sanjoseuu.org. Remember that you are not alone. Rosemary Watola Tromer writes, "One hand opens in grief, the other in gratitude. Pressing them together, we pray." I invite you now to join me in a spirit of prayer or meditation. Maybe that means finding a comfortable position, closing your eyes or softening your gaze, grounding yourself here in this moment, the only moment we have, the present. I offer these words from the Reverend Rebecca Savage. Spirit of life, eternal beloved of mystery and grace, receive our prayer. We come before that which is greater than ourselves in gratitude for the fullness of our lives, for the anguish and grief that inform our mission to side with love again and again, for the suffering and disenfranchisement of our people that foment our passion for justice and wholeness, for complex lives, for hard lives, for real, full, and overwhelmed lives. We give thanks for the blessings that we have been given, the reassurance of community, the steady warmth of hope, and the unwavering faith that there will be better days. We give thanks and seek your grace. Spirit of love, come alongside with all the holy nudges that we need, so we may live in such a way that we celebrate all the blessings that we have been given, so we may be the blessings in the world. Amen, and blessed be. So last week, many, if you were here, we sang the song "Let Us See the Beauty" by Lawrence Cole. We're going to sing it again this morning, but this time our choir is going to start us out and the lyrics will be on the screen. So if you remember from last week, great. If you don't know it, just by listening to the choir, I think you'll be able to pick it up. So the words will be on the screen soonish, but John will cue us when to come in.
So last week you learned two different parts of this wonderful song. Well, the fun news is that there's two other parts that you haven't learned, and no, you don't need to worry about it. We're going to take care of that for you. What we're going to do today is we're going to sing this song through. All the parts fit together. We're going to sing this song through a total of 5 times. Now, the first time through, the altos of Alegria Singers are going to be singing, "Let us see the beauty every day, and source our lives from its presence." And then they're going to sing that again. "Let us see the beauty every day, and source our lives from its presence." That's the first time through. The second time through, the tenors of the Alegria Singers are going to enter, and they're going to sing the second part of the song that you learned last week. "I want to know if you can see the beauty, even when it's not pretty every day. I want to know if you can see the beauty, and source your life from its presence." Those are the two parts of the song. First time through is going to be the altos. Second time through, the tenors are going to enter and join the altos. The third time through, I'm going to bring you all in, and you're going to sing either the alto or the tenor line, whatever sticks in your ear the best. All right? But at that time, the basses of the Alegria Singers are also going to join us. We'll have 3-part. And then we're going to go back up again. The sopranos will join us on a 4th and 5th pass through the song. So alto, tenor, congregation, congregation, congregation. 5 times through. Congregation comes in 3, 4, and 5. And then I'm going to cut the congregation off, and the choir has a little bit of a tag ending that we worked out. All right? Let's see what we got here. All right. 1, 2, altos, and let us see the beauty every day, and source our lives from its presence. Let us see the beauty every day, and source our lives from its presence. Tenors join, and I want to know if you can see the beauty, even when it's not pretty every day. I want to know if you can see the beauty, and source your life from its presence. I want the beauty every day, and source our life from its presence. So yes, let us see the beauty every day, and source our life from its presence. Sopranos. I want to know if you can see the beauty, even when it's not pretty every day. I want to know if you can see the beauty, and source your life from its. One more time. I want to know if you can see the beauty, even when it's not pretty
Well, contrary to the title of today's service, Grateful for the Hard Stuff, I'm not grateful for the hard stuff. However, I am grateful for what can come out of going through difficult times. Some of you know that my oldest son, Nate, spent his career in the Army and was deployed to war zones. Every Veterans Day, I think of his time in combat with gratitude for his safe return. One of the hardest things was that because of Nate's emails, my husband and I knew the horrors he was experiencing right after the events occurred. But it was even worse when we didn't hear from him, because it meant that soldiers at his forward operating base had been killed, and all communication was shut down until the families of the fallen had been notified. My husband and I were in a constant state of fear, but we were grateful for the support that we found in the Blue Star Moms group, the members of which are relatives of military folks. We found that being with others going through the same thing can be a lifeline. And when Nath came home, we were more grateful for his presence and his well-being because we realized the preciousness and precarity of life. The death of a spouse, like losing a child, is among the most difficult of life events. When my husband Gene was diagnosed with mesothelioma and died 18 months later at the age of 68, it was really, really hard to think that there was anything to be grateful about. But Gene and I nurtured gratitude by talking about the specific things we were thankful for. Thankful that we had had 47 good years together. Thankful that his treatments gave us time to take a trip and to come to terms with what was happening. Thankful for the outpouring of love from friends and family in this church and for support groups. After I became a widow, I realized that the worst thing that could happen to me had occurred. So I shouldn't be afraid of anything. And I'm grateful that because of that realization, and also out of necessity, I've learned that I can live alone, that I can do the taxes, that I can take a foreign trip by myself, that I can supervise a remodeling project, all of which terrified me before. When I got cancer myself, it wasn't nearly as big a deal to me as it would have been had I not had those earlier experiences. And I was grateful for the knowledge that I had faced hard times before and that I could do it again. So surviving tough times can foster resilience and make it easier to face other hard times, such as the one we're all living through right now. Not giving in to despair, appreciating each moment, putting one foot in front of the other while you do what you can to alleviate the situation at hand, and banding together with others who feel as you do can help. And I'm really grateful to have discovered that.
So while we're getting set up and waiting for the words to come up on the screen, we're going to be singing Happy and Good together by Betsy Ross. So the chorus is very repetitive, so I think you'll figure it out if you don't already know it, and you're welcome to also sing along with the verses. We will go through it multiple times, and you'll get a hang for it pretty quickly. And it looks like we have the lyrics here, so we'll get started. Only the chorus? Okay. So join us in the chorus. And the chorus will start us. So it's the happy and good. Feel free to chime in whenever you feel comfortable. Happy and good are the days days we spend on earth, blessed by love at birth. Who can complain as we work with our hearts in our hands to shape the earth into a garden again? But why do we suffer, and some more than others? We're sisters and brothers whose blood soaks the earth. How can a world full of torture and danger not make me a stranger to hope and rebirth? To face every morning the headlines, the heartaches, the toil that our work takes with little to show. Words shatter and trouble, all the weeds and the rubble, our seeds try to grow. We know happy and good are the days we spend on earth, blessed by love at birth. Who can complain as we work with our hearts and our hands to shape the earth into a garden again? What kind of creator gave birth to such children? Eccentric, bewildering, well, not ones I would choose. My neighbor, myself, what a rough combination. We're the crown of creation, we're the worst of all fools. Happy and good are the days we spend on earth, blessed by love at birth. Who can complain as we work with our hearts and our hands to shape the earth into a garden again? To stand by the side of our dear compañeros, the humblest of heroes, the struggle to share, to face the dark powers, the missiles, the murder. We're called to look further than simple despair. So let us rejoice, we are part of creation. Our one obligation is to know our true names, to shape with the shaper, to guide and be guided, our spirits ignited as we dance into flames. We know happy and good are the days we spend on earth, blessed by love at birth. Who can complain as we work with our hearts and our hands to shape the earth into the garden again? Thank you.
I'm grateful to our two newest members of Guitars Aloud who joined us on bass and guitar this morning. Dave and Rob, right?
Yes.
Awesome. I think we've been wanting a bass for a while. We didn't know it, but exactly 10 years ago today, Anna, my then fiance's water broke. Unfortunately, it was 7 weeks before the baby's expected due date. Anna took a lift home from work as I scrambled to pack a go bag. When she arrived at home, we finished getting our things together and then headed to the hospital for a stay of indeterminate length. But despite her water breaking, she didn't go into labor that day, or the day after, or the day after that. And the doctors had given her magnesium to delay labor for a few days and give the baby more time to develop. So there I was on the fourth night, laying in a hospital bed next to Anna. The ultrasound had shown that the baby was in the breech position, so the doctors were saying it would have to be a C-section. And this couldn't have been further from the natural hippie birth we had been planning for at a birthing center supported by our midwife with a comfortable bed and a birthing pool, listening to music we had selected. I know it sounds wonderful, but of course that still would have been difficult. And earlier that day, we received a tour of the neonatal ICU, where doctors had told us our baby would almost definitely spend the first weeks of her life in an incubator connected to IVs, respirators, feeding tubes, and monitors. It was an incredibly difficult time. We were cycling through the stages of grief over our abandoned hopes and expectations for the birth, uncertain what would come next. Fraught with worry, trapped in this dreary place, bathed in harsh fluorescent light, surrounded by constantly beeping machines, a swarm of hospital staff constantly in and out of our room, and bland hospital food, there was so much to be distressed, depressed, and upset about. But on this night, while physically and emotionally exhausted, before we slept, we listed what we were grateful for. We expressed our gratitude for the support of our housemates, family members, and friends who were providing emotional support and bringing us delicious food, clean clothes, coloring books, an electric kettle, and an air mattress to replace a cot that was 3 inches too short for me. Anna and I expressed our gratitude for each other's love and support and the deepened intimacy that arose from facing this challenge together. Gratitude for the modern medical care that helped the baby develop more quickly so she would be healthier when she did come, and which was keeping Anna and the baby healthy and alive. And as we listed gratitude after gratitude, the exhaustion and frustration began to fade away, and more gratitude kept coming. Gratitude for our housemates who were getting our room ready for the baby. Gratitude for our minister who had come to visit and offered the most touching and beautiful prayer. Gratitude that our baby appeared to be healthy and in the long run would in all likelihood be strong, thriving, and safe. A burden was lifted as those negative feelings were supplanted by deep feelings of love and appreciation, particularly for all of the people helping us out in countless ways. And by focusing our energy on gratitude, we were able to change our whole experience of the situation in a profound way. And we're able to see with fresh eyes the miracle of bringing a new life into the world. And 3 days later, our daughter, River Grace, was born. And 2 weeks after that, she came home from the hospital, a healthy baby with all the possibilities that new life promises. Now, of course, despite the difficult circumstances around her birth, the joy of bringing a new life into the world was always existing there alongside it. But what about when nothing in life seems to be going well? You've just lost your job or lost your home. A relationship is falling apart. You're suffering from a chronic or terminal illness. What then? Looking for reasons to be grateful at times like these might almost feel like you're denying the reality of the situation. But of course, you don't have to be thankful for everything that's happening. Mary's reflection demonstrates that even with the loss of loved ones or worrying about losing a loved one, there is still gratitude to be found. Gratitude doesn't make the difficult parts of life disappear, but it does put them in perspective. It allows us to see the bigger picture, to hold the positive and the negative, and to recognize that your despair isn't going to consume you. It helps you navigate the burdens with less suffering and greater love and ease. Reverend Janet Parsons says, as difficult as it may be, we cannot wait until everything is going well to practice gratitude. We can't wait until there is no war, no poverty, and no injustice. In other words, we cannot wait until all is well, until we are content and safe and secure. In fact, gratitude can be an act of defiance, a conscious decision to accept what is taking place in our own lives and in the world as they are, and to choose to say, thank you anyway. Saying, yes, I know this life is not all I hoped, all I wanted, but I can find a way to see goodness in it anyway. But we can actually take it further, a step further than beyond even that, and practice gratitude, not just when things are hard, but to actually be grateful for the hard stuff. When we experience loss, that gives us awareness of other people's loss. It allows us to connect with them on a different way, on a deeper way, on a heart level. To love more deeply, to understand more deeply all that it means to be human, and its beauty and its brokenness. In Buddhism, there's an understanding that the hard stuff can actually be some of our greatest teachers. The Buddhist nun Pema Chodron writes in her book, When Things Fall Apart, Heart Advice for Difficult Times, most of us do not take these difficult situations as teachings. We automatically hate them. We run like crazy. We use all kinds of ways to escape. Addictions stem from this moment when we meet our edge and we just can't stand it. We feel we have to soften it, pad it with something, and we become addicted to whatever it is that seems to ease the pain. She continues, generally speaking, we regard discomfort in any form as bad news, but feelings like disappointment, embarrassment, irritation, resentment, anger, jealousy, and fear, instead of being bad news, are actually very clear moments that teach us where it is that we are holding back. They teach us to perk up and lean in when we feel we'd rather collapse and back away. What we habitually regard as obstacles are not really our enemies, she says, but rather our friends. What we call obstacles are really the way the world and our entire existence teach us that we are stuck. What may appear to be an arrow or a sword, we can actually experience as a flower. Whether we experience what happens to us as an obstacle, an enemy, or as teacher and friend depends entirely on our perception of reality. Now, that's a hard practice. That's a deep practice in finding gratitude for the hard things. The good news is we have no shortage of hard times. As economic inequality continues to grow and food stamps are cut, insurance prices rise, as trans folks and immigrants are under attack, and Wars and violence are happening around the world, and global warming and ecological destruction threaten life as we know it. It can be easy to lapse into despair. And that's why we need to lean ever more into gratitude, because it can help us get through those difficult times. Joanna Macy, the deep ecologist, Buddhist scholar, and activist, who teaches what she calls the work that reconnects, which is work that is rooted in honoring our pain for the world, honoring our loss, our grief. The first practice of the work that reconnects, before, though, we get into that loss and grief, is coming from gratitude. It's the foundation that everything else rests on. Because when we remember those who have helped us, who have taught us, who have inspired us, and brought beauty and joy into our lives, that reminds us of our interconnectedness with one another. When we give thanks for the natural world, for the soil, for the air, for the waters and plants and animals, it reminds us of the interdependent web of life that supports and sustains us. Through this, gratitude calls us to work for justice and protect life, because we can see that which we are grateful for. We realize that we must then work to protect it. When we see justice work as defending something we love, that transforms the way we do the work. Rather than proceeding out of a grim and angry desperation which corrodes the spirit and inevitably leads to burnout, gratitude allows us to do the all-important work of healing the world with a positive spirit, which is not only more joyous, but far more sustainable. And that work of healing the world is long-term work, so it needs to be sustainable. And gratitude helps us to become more psychologically resilient and strengthens our communities, which are helpful, which are vital in helping us to face the harsh realities of the world, in the world around us, and giving us the resolve to carry on in the face of setbacks and losses so that we can continue the vital work of transforming the world. Friends, our world is in great need right now. Many of us are in great need right now. It is undoubtedly a challenging time to be alive. But so too is it an honor to be alive in this moment, to have this opportunity to serve life, to work to bring about a more just and sustainable future. The world and its people need your courageous and loving resolve. This world which has sustained your life, these people who have contributed to your well-being in innumerable ways. May we repay their kindness and support with gratitude. May it be so. we finish setting up, I just want to express my gratitude for all of the people who've helped make this service happen in so many different ways, for the chaos of managing not only the choir and guitars aloud, but also multiple people reading and a new member ceremony and making it work almost seamlessly. Gratitude for all of it.
This song has been described as a hymn of optimism and countercultural anthem of resistance and resilience. We concur. Written by David Byrne, described by that same quote author as one of the last standing idealists in our world, a countercultural force of lucid and luminous optimism, kindred to Walt Whitman, who wrote so passionately about optimism as a mighty force of resistance and a pillar of democracy. I am thankful to this wonderful group standing around me. I am thankful to this blessed community. I give thanks for you every day. Composed with Brian Eno, This Is One Fine Day.
Now, I invite everyone to rise in body or in spirit as you feel comfortable and take a hand or touch, bump elbows or touch a shoulder. Make a connection with someone near you as you feel comfortable. Those of you joining us on Zoom, I invite you to send your energy out to us and to each other as we send ours to you. As you leave this place, may gratitude meet you, not to erase what is difficult, but to accompany you through it, reminding you that beauty persists, that kindness rises in weary places, that hope refuses to leave us alone. Go forth, held by this truth. Even now, there is something worth praising.
Be able to unmute yourselves now. I'm going to scoot away.